Hello, we're here. We're doing it. Happy Thursday. Everybody's trying to stop me or slow me down. I had to get all my technology figured out. So thanks for hanging tight while I figured that out. So I'm just gonna kind of wait while we get people in, because it takes a few minutes for people to be alerted that I'm live. Hi everybody that's joining. As you're joining, let us know where you're joining from. Where are you joining? Are you home in Nova Scotia? In Peruse? In the States? Where are you? So I'm so excited for this. So I'm just gonna wait, like I said, and then we're gonna roll out the basics. This is the first class in the new Fall in Love with Your Oils learning series. I'm really excited about it. Hi Jackie. Hey everybody that's joining. You like my tunes? Thought instead of just staring at me, we could listen to some music while everybody starts to join us. Ben, Vancouver's in the house. We got some Salt Springers in the house. Cold outside in the night when I'm sober. Oh no, no, when you miss every time it's alright. Friday gets over. Hey everybody. Let us know where you're from. So I want this to be as interactive as possible. So don't be shy. Hi Bronca. Hi Melissa. We got Pender Island, we got Penticton, Vancouver, Salt Spring. This is awesome. So tonight I want to see your likes. I want to see your hearts. I want to see your faces. I want to see your sad faces. And if something makes you angry, I want to see it. I want to see how you guys are feeling. All right, so we will. All right, let's just get rolling. How's everybody? Thanks so much, you guys, for joining. This is really awesome. So I have a few different cameras going on here. If you're wondering why I'm all over the place, looking all over the place. So I am Melissa Johnson. I am a gold leader with doTERRA. I want to find my notes. All right, where am I? All right, so I want this to be, this is the first video to the kickoff of our new Fall in Love with Your Oils learning series. Tonight, we're just gonna focus on the basics. Next week on Wednesday, November 7th at 8 p.m., same time, same place, we're gonna go over the top 10 oils. And the reason that I've broken it down this way is because there's a lot to cover. There's a lot to cover in just the basics. And I have found that a lot of the conversations that I have now are surrounding not what essential oils are, but the difference in quality and the difference in different essential oil brands. And so I wanted to be thorough in that because there's a lot of little intricacies that fall into this category. So I guess I should finish introducing myself. So I'm Melissa Johnson. I am a gold leader and wellness advocate with doTERRA. And what that basically means is that I am super passionate about helping people, especially moms and women and families, and I help them find solutions to 90% of the shit that crops up in life on a daily basis. I have helped and taught hundreds and hundreds, maybe all of those hundreds equal 1,000, but of people how to use essential oils as tools to feel empowered and to drastically change the course of their life with their health and their wealth and their time freedom. And I genuinely love to help people get more of what they're looking for in life. That's my MO. That's what pumps my tires. That's what makes me really happy, is being able to help people. And through this journey, I have linked arms with some of the most amazing, beautiful, smart, fantastic ladies, and some men who want and strive to do the same thing that I am. So I got started with essential oils about 5 years ago. And at the time, I was looking for something natural to make my house smell good. So that's probably pretty wah-wah, but it's true. So at the time, my youngest was about 8 months old, and I was obsessed with a clean house. I got a little OCD, and I always wanted things to be neat and tidy, and especially because my babies were always playing on the floor. My youngest was 3, and my oldest was 3, and my youngest was at 8 months. And ever since then, I mean, it's changed because it's incredibly hard to keep up with now a 6 and a 9-year-old and keeping things clean, and they're not playing on the floor quite as much. I mean, they are, but they're not putting things in their mouths. And I can't keep up. So, but I've always wanted my house to smell good. And at the time, my house smelled like wet dog, and we didn't own a dog. And so I was finding that because I wanted my house to smell good, that I was using a lot of like the sprays and the plugins and those funky little rubber things that would like dissolve over time in the bathroom, or that's where I would put them, in the bathroom under behind the toilet. So all those plugs and things. And I always found myself to have like this kind of cloud of brain fog. I often had like a sore throat or a dry throat, or I couldn't figure out why my nose and throat always felt the way that it did. Just kind of felt like there was something there. And I was having headaches. And so one day my 8-month-old crawled over to an outlet, and he went to grab one of the plugins and put it in his mouth. And I had a crazy epiphany light bulb moment. At that exact moment, I realized that if it wasn't okay for him to put that in my mouth, for him to put that in his mouth, then it wasn't really even okay for it to be in our environment. And at that moment, I realized why I was having such an issue with my sore throat and headaches and brain fog. So I quickly learned that those are full of chemicals and synthetics, and if it wasn't okay for my baby to put on his mouth, why was it even okay for him to breathe in? So I was a super skeptic, and every once in a while my skeptic creeps in again. But it wasn't until when I started to learn about the essential oils, I didn't believe that they had any therapeutic benefits or properties whatsoever. I thought that was like ludicrous. I just laughed. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute that there's, right, this is healing. So I humored the person that was teaching me about oils, but I didn't believe it. So it wasn't until one day, it was just like 2 or 3 weeks after my essential oils came, my doTERRA essential oils came, and I had one of those moments. This was my transformational essential oil moment. I had both babes down. One was having quiet time and one was having a nap. And and everybody knows, because this has happened to everybody, that moment when something just instantly switches and your stomach drops, you're instantly nauseous, you instantly have extra saliva, and you have to go to the bathroom. So I was doing this a few times. I knew that I had something had struck my stomach. It was like a stomach flu. And so I was going to the bathroom. And so it was like every 10 or 15 minutes. And so I thought, okay, well, this can't go on. So hey, everybody that's joining. So I looked at my oils, and I remember reading one for digestive issues. And I went to the OTCs first, and they were all expired. And so my mom is a pharmacy tech, and I've always been taught to not take expired over-the-counters or any expired prescriptions, pharmaceuticals. And so I scratched that, and I thought, oh, what else do we have? And then I remembered that I just got my essential oils a couple of weeks ago. So I opened up the lid, the box, and I kind of read the little blurbs that each oil had, and I came to the Digest-Zen. It's now called Zengest in Canada. And I thought, I've literally got nothing to lose. Well, maybe I have a little bit more to lose, but I put a few drops in my hand, and here's the Digest-Zen right here. I put a little drop in my hand, and I just rubbed it on my abdomen. Hi, Allie. And within moments, I went back to doing what I was doing, and then within a few minutes, I completely forgot what I was experiencing just a few minutes before. And I completely forgot. And so other than like the smell of it wafting up every once in a while, I completely forgot. And I thought, there's absolutely no way that oil helped me. There's absolutely no way. Hi, everybody that's joining. And so I thought, So I still didn't believe it, but it wasn't until like a few days later that my husband had his transformational moment. He came home, kind of slumped in the door, and he was like, well, I don't feel very good. I was like, what's wrong? He said, oh, my stomach just doesn't feel very good. I think that, I may have eaten something or what have you. And I was like, well, I had the same thing a couple days ago. I said, we don't really have anything. I said, but here, try this oil. I didn't tell him about my experience because I wanted to see what his experience. I literally used him as a guinea pig in a very loving way. And so I said, here, let's try this oil. And I walked over and I said, drop your pants. And he did, the good husband that he is. And I said, we're going to use this. And he was like, woman, what voodoo crap are you into? And what are you going to do to me? And I said, here, just put it on your fingers, rub it on your belly, and then let's just wait and see if it helps. And so we did that, the good sport that he is. He loves me. I love him. So put it on, and he's like, well, I guess I got to go cut the grass. It's not going to cut itself. And so off he went, came in for supper, and I said, so how you feeling? He's like, I feel great. I was like, oh, well, that's wonderful. Okay. And he's like, do you think it was that oil? And I was like, I have no idea. So then I told him my experience. So it wasn't long after that my 8-month-old was having elevated temperatures because he had teeth. He was teething and his teeth were breaking through. And so I busted through his elevated temperatures with lemon, lavender, and peppermint down the spine every 20 minutes to half an hour. That was mind-blowing. Like, I was worried because his temperature was so high, and we kept the degrees kept lowering and lowering by the minute. And I was blown away. And then in a group of friends one day, another moment was one of my friends who is now on my team, and building a beautiful business herself. Her daughter was stung by a wasp, and just earlier that day I was like, oh, lavender is supposed to be an amazing natural antihistamine, let's try this. And so everybody was like, what? Huh? And so we tried it, and everybody was blown away. And that is what set all of this in motion. And that is why I am where I am today with the most amazing Oh Goddess team ever. So needless to say, I was so hooked. I was so hooked, and still am. And now we are so much healthier because of it. I feel so empowered with the tools that I have at my fingertips. If someone wakes up in the middle of the night at our house with an upset tummy or elevated temperatures or a rash or hives, I get to use our oils. And I just think that it is one of the best things of all time to be able to help people with natural solutions with essential oils. All right, so some of you would have seen that in the last 20 to 30 minutes, I posted here in the group in the file section a class handout that looks like this. This is called the Live Naturally class handout. So if you want to open that up, download it, you can print it off, or you can follow it along, or you can just listen to me ramble on. But you're welcome to print this out and use it if you'd like. This is a legit essential oil class, so we're doing it online, but a lot of my oily goddesses, our O Goddess team, and myself, we come and we teach classes in people's homes for their friends and family. And there is nothing like, absolutely nothing like, having a class in your living room, because then we get to bring our essential oils and you get to smell them. And unfortunately, smell-o-vision isn't a thing yet. I'm convinced it's on its way, but we'll have to see how long that's going to take. But in the meantime, this book is one of the books that you could get for free by hosting a class in your house. And this book is what I reach for every single time I am looking for the things that crop up in the middle of the night. So this book is about a $50 or $60 value to buy on your own. Feel free to do that, or get it for free by hosting a class. So you just get in touch with the person that invited you to this group or to this this class, this online class in our learning series, and you guys can work out all the details and get that book for free. The other thing I wanted to bring up is here in the comments after I'm done, or I can get one of my O Goddesses. I see a few of you on. I would like if you could post the links to our Canadian enrollment kits, the US enrollment kits, and our group form where they can fill it out. Okay, so let's stay on task. So I'm naturally a squirrel. I'm all over the place. Squirrel. Okay, so where did wellness originate from? So historically, plants have been used for medicinal purposes. It's the most ancient form of healthcare, and we now see a huge surge in popularity in essential oils because doTERRA has made huge strides in sourcing, research, and education. And so why are people turning to natural options? Throw some comments up. I want to hear what people feel like is the reason why people are turning to natural options. I want to hear what you guys have to say. All right, and so for any of your questions, we're going to get them answered at the end. So go ahead and save them for at the end when I open it up for the question and answer period. Or you can throw them up now, and my O Goddesses and I can help answer them either now or after. We'll get to them as best we can. All right, so I have found that most people are turning to natural options for 3 reasons. Synthetics are in so many of our products, and I have noticed that a lot of people are now interested in cleaning up their products and their personal care products, and it's become a must. And the reason it's become a must is because recently I listened to a cancer researcher talking about cancer and how it is an epidemic. And something that she said that really struck me, I wish that I could remember her name. I could go back and find it. But what she said was, it's not a matter of if you get cancer, it's a matter of when. And that, to me, that kind of shook me to the core. I mean, we all have people in our lives that we love who have been affected by cancer in one way or another. Thank you very much, Jackie, for doing that. Thanks, love. Appreciate that. And the reason that this is because of the all of the different products that we are using, our lifestyle products, our cleaning products, our beauty products, our skincare products, our shampoos, our conditioners, our toothpaste, our soap, you name it. And it is full of synthetics and chemicals, and people are just getting sicker. So one of my passions is being able to use natural solutions for all of the things that crop up, for our lifestyles, for our cleaning. So I think that cleaning up our lifestyle products is a must. And I find that so many people are frustrated with the costs. So essential oils are a fantastic way to help keep healthcare costs down. So a drop of essential oil is literally pennies. And healthcare costs are constantly changing. You're on waiting lists. The amount of time that you get to spend with your healthcare professional is really, really minimal. And all of the negative effects of the synthetics in themselves can be super debilitating. I find that a lot of the people that come to me with really serious health issues are on a ton of different things to combat one symptom that's been caused by another pharmaceutical that they're on, and then it's got all these cascading effects. And so then they put them on this other pharmaceutical to try to combat that. It's just a mess. And nobody's healthier because of it. So that brings me to the next section for the modern approach versus the natural approach. So the modern approach has been designed to manage symptoms. It is made from isolated synthetic agents. There's many side effects, known and unknown, and there's over $6.5 trillion spent every single year on global healthcare. $6.5 trillion. That's crazy. And are we any healthier? Not really. So man has produced a drug. It addresses a symptom. It doesn't get to the root of the problem. The needs remain. And so you're just masking the symptom and you're not really getting to the root cause, versus a natural approach. So this is awesome. A natural approach actually addresses the body's needs and the root causes, and it's extracted from plants. It enhances the physical and emotional health, and there are no side effects. All of the benefits are safe, and there is no cascading side effects. So basically, nature produces. It addresses the root cause, it meets the body's needs, and it's a beautiful thing. Excuse me while I just get back up here. Okay, so what are essential oils? So essential oils are, essential oils are natural and powerful aromatic compounds. They are found in the seeds, the bark, the stems, the root, the flowers, and other parts of the plant, extracted and distilled from a variety of health benefits. I have loved the potency of essential oils because I know that just a few drops is super sufficient. At pennies per drop, they're also super cost effective. And for an example, one drop of peppermint essential oil costs about 10 cents. And it is 70 times more potent and powerful than dried herbs alone. So if we were together, I would say, get your essential oils, or I would pass around a drop of peppermint, and I would say, I would encourage you to put a drop of peppermint into your palms, to rub it together, and to cup your hands like this and smell with your nose once, exhale, and then with your mouth the second time. And while you're doing that, you're going to notice that you have a really prompt experience. So Peppermint in an instance like this is really good for focus, for energy, for any head tension, for any digestive issues. It's good for cooling the body for anybody who is going through a hormonal change, women going through a hormonal change. All right, so let's talk about why doTERRA. And then we're going to move on to why essential oils are effective and why they're safe. Okay, so why doTERRA? So the essential oil industry, this is the thing. There are hundreds of essential oil companies out there now. Every single company is either launching an essential oil line, or they're claiming that there is 100% pure, or they're cropping up in gas stations. So here's the thing. There is no board, and this blew my mind when I found this out. There is no board. There is no governing agency that regulates the essential oil industry. Nobody. Not a one person. Until, wait for it, which means anybody can slap a label on whatever and sell it as organic and or 100% pure. And you're going to find all of these essential oils in your local grocery store, in your health food store, in a healthcare professional setting, because they wouldn't know the difference. Walmart, Superstore, Best Buy, Winners, the list, you guys, goes on and on and on and on. Gas station. I saw essential oils in a gas station. And so the reality is that 80% of those essential oils found in readily available out there in the consumer world are adulterated. So let's talk about adulteration. So there's one of 4 types or ways, and sometimes there's either one way or maybe there's a few ways that this company is, all of the companies are adulterating the essential oils. So the first way is called non-volatile addition. So this is the simplest type of adulteration. It's usually cut with a non-volatile carrier oil. So this could be an almond oil, an olive oil. It can be any kind of carrier oil. This is the crudest form of adulteration. The second way, or the second type of adulteration, is called a secondary species addition or a natural isolate addition. So blending, this is when you're blending one essential oil with another that are chemically similar. So all essential oils are made up of chemical constituents. So the chemical constituents would be similar. So for an example, this would be like cassia and cinnamon. So cassia is cinnamon's much cheaper cousin. And you can get 3 times the amount of cassia than you can cinnamon, real pure cinnamon, which makes a much higher profit. Most essential oil companies and brands out on the market today, you guys, are more profit over people. They just want to provide you with a pretty smell. They're not interested in giving you a pure therapeutic grade essential oil that is going to help you get to the root causes of the issues that crop up on a daily basis. So often this second way is also processed with harmful chemicals like turpentine. That is a common thing. The third way, or third type of common adulteration in the essential oil industry, is called a synthetic chemical addition. So this is typically petroleum based, and the synthetic petrochemicals and have synthetic petrochemical precursors. So that's leading before the rest of the natural plant. So there's a few common plants that are commonly adulterated. Coriander being one, peppermint being another. Peppermint is usually its cheaper cousin, which would be its cheaper cousin like cassia and cinnamon, would be corn mint. And then lavender is probably the most adulterated. You'll see lavender in bath salts, lavender in in baby shampoos. You'll see lavender in this body wash and that lotion and this perfume and that blah blah blah. It is fake. 100, like I would bet money that it is 100% fake. So coriander, lavender, and peppermint are 3 of the types of essential oils that are very common and are almost always synthetic. So the 4th way or type of adulteration is called synthetic chemical mimic to nature. So this is made by a man in a lab. And this is your oils from Walmart, from Superstore, from Best Buy, from Winners, from the gas station. Those essential oils are fake. So when you were choosing doTERRA, let's talk about what sets doTERRA apart. So nobody in the world, no essential oil company in the world is doing what doTERRA is doing. doTERRA is blowing the whistle on all of these other essential oil companies. The mall, let's talk about sage for a minute. Sage, not very good. And we're going to talk about red flags on the bottles in just a moment. I'll have to circle back around. So nobody in the world is doing what doTERRA is doing. doTERRA is blowing the whistle on the essential oil industry. The essential oil industry is actually a really dirty industry. So most companies who are actually sourcing oils from brokers, so they would be working with middlemen. Brokers are called middlemen. So a broker would go to he would go to a farmer and he would say, you know, give me all your oil and I'll give you $100. And you know, the farmer's like, well, this was a whole season of growing and loving and caring, and I put my blood, sweat, and tears, and my entire family worked on our farm to get this barrel of oil that we were hoping to sell at top dollar. And the broker's like, nah, well, I'll give you $100. You know, nobody else is banging down your door. You should just take it. And the farmer's like, well, we need to eat. So he takes the $100. The broker takes the drum of oil. So then the broker goes to another broker and he takes his 1 drum of oil and he says, I just came, it's the best oil, or what have you. So he takes it and he goes to wherever he's going and he takes his 1 drum of essential oil and he splits it into 2 and then tops it up with something else. And he says, oh, all right, well, let's go to the market. So he takes it to a market for another broker and he says, I've got 2 barrels of the purest oil. I just came from the farmer. You know, it's amazing. You can have it for $500. So he's just made a $400 profit. This is, I don't know how much exactly. It depends on the oil and for the price and all that stuff. And so the other broker's like, fantastic. So it goes like that down a chain through broker to broker to broker to broker, however many times, until it actually gets to a company that wants to buy that broker's oil. And the broker is like, oh, it's 100% pure. My buddy, he got it straight from the farmer. It's great, fantastic. And the company is just like, oh, well, it smells good. They don't do any testing. They just bottle it. They bottle it. They say it's 100% pure because their broker told them it was. They slap organic on it because it was, you know, oh, yeah, of course. And of course, there was no chemicals used, et cetera, et cetera. And so it goes on and on and on. So doTERRA has cut out the middlemen. doTERRA works directly with the farmers. So when you choose doTERRA, you are choosing an essential oil that has gently and carefully been distilled from plants that have been patiently harvested at the perfect moment by experienced growers from around the world for ideal extract composition and efficacy. So each doTERRA essential oil is also carefully and thoroughly tested using a very strict certified pure therapeutic grade standard quality protocol. Now let's talk about CPTG for a minute. You're going to see that on a lot of bottles out in the industry as well. on the labels of these bottles that you can buy at everywhere, online, you name it. And I forgot my train of thought. Oh, CPDG. Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade is a registered trademark that doTERRA created. And the reason that they created that was because there is no governing board. And so they wanted to have they wanted to create an industry standard. At this moment in time, when I said that doTERRA is the only one doing what we're doing in the world, it's because we are setting the standard. We are in a whole other wheelhouse. Like 100% pure organic, right? Right. We're above organic. So organic is different from country to country, province to province, region to region in the world. And so our standards are above that. Hi, Jeff. So where was I? So our CPTG quality protocol is making us experienced essential oil users, or take that back, I gotta read my notes. So experienced essential oil users will immediately recognize the superior quality standard for the naturally safe, pure, effective, therapeutic grade essential oils that doTERRA turns out every single time. So while there is a science to the distillation process of essential oils, and it is also an art, distillers not only rely on years of experience, they also employ modern technologies and techniques. So a lot of the other essential oil companies and brands out there on the market, they aren't even using the latest technology that doTERRA is using. And the way that it works in the essential oil industry is the one with the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The ones with the most state-of-the-art equipment is the ones that are superior and leading the pack. So the most common method of extracting essential oils is a low steam distillation process. And in this process, it is through a pressurized steam that is circulating through the plant material. And so the essential oils are liberated from the plant and carried away by the steam. And when the steam cools, the water and the oil naturally separates and the oil is collected. So to ensure the highest quality oil extract with the correct chemical composition, the temperature and pressure must be very closely monitored. And so to heat, too little heat or pressure and the oil will not release too much, and the oil's composition and potency will also be affected. So that's why we want to choose doTERRA. So, all right, let me gather my thoughts here. Okay, so let's talk about why essential oils are potent. So essential oils, doTERRA's essential oils, like I said, they've got supercharged benefits. So they're 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs alone. Essential oils are energizing, they're uplifting, they instantly work. We're going to talk more about that in the applications in just a few minutes. They are cooling to the body, they help relieve coughs and colds, they relieve joint and muscle pain. Essential oils are also where are we? All right, so essential oils are effective. So hundreds of different compounds provide complex and versatile ability to support the healthy immune function. So essential oils work with the body on a cellular level. Our bodies are made up of about 37 trillion cells. Oh, that's a lot. Hi, everybody that's joining. That is a lot. So they're a natural defense against the threats, and they're energizing and uplifting aroma, and they help to clean surfaces. So essential oils have an ability to permeate into a human cell. It's a safe thing, it's a natural thing, it's a wonderful thing because it helps to keep our cells healthy. So let's talk more about what CPTG means. So certified pure therapeutic grade, we talked a little bit about that already, but we are setting the standard of quality and purity. It stands for oils that are verified pure and safe with no additives. I would have to do a whole other Facebook Live to go through the 11 different tests that doTERRA does 3 different times at 3 different stages for every 1 liter of oil. That is what they consider a batch. And for every essential oil that doTERRA puts out, there's an expiration date, and then there is a lot number on the bottom of this bottle. And you can go to a website called Source to You. There's a little, I think you can get it as like an app on your phone, and you can go to the website and you can enter that lot number, and it's going to tell you everything about that oil that you need to know. It's going to tell you where it was from, how it was sourced, how all of the tests that it was put through, etc., etc., etc. It's a really neat thing. I encourage you to do that. And the third-party testing, yes, I'm going to get to that. So we source our oils from the countries that they're indigenous to. So from a local or from global networks of growers to ensure the most pure and effective essential oils. So we rigorously test for standards of purity and potency. We are free from fillers and artificial ingredients. We're free of harmful contaminants. We are providing individuals with a safe and natural alternatives. We've got a wide range of wellness applications. We literally have an essential oil for everything. We have very essential oils, doTERRA's essential oils, have very few, if any, undesirable side effects when used directly, and 1 drop is often all you need. So our co-impact sourcing initiative is a really, really beautiful thing. So co-impact sourcing means that doTERRA is harvesting their plants from their natural habitat for the maximum therapeutic benefits. An example is that we get our citrus oils from Italy and Sicily, where they have grown since the earth was created, and the groves have been handed down from generation to generation. We also source mainly from impoverished nations, and therefore we are able to provide desperately needed jobs. We are contributing to the economy in these countries. It's the most beautiful thing. I highly encourage anybody to just do a quick little search here in our Essential Oil Parlor community using the search function. Just punch in Source to You or sourcing or co-impact sourcing, or you can go to YouTube and you can also look up different, just search doTERRA's sourcing, and a whole bunch of different videos will come up of like our cardamom, our ylang ylang, our jasmine, our vetiver, some just really amazing things. Our arbovitae is sourced from here on Canada's west coast. Our birch is our birch and our balsam fir is sourced from Quebec. It's just such a beautiful process. And source2you.com is an amazing resource. Source2you.com is a fantastic place to go and look. So let's talk about the different ways to use essential oils. Just looking for my notes. All right, so let's talk about aromatic use. So you can see here over my shoulder that I have a diffuser going. Aromatically is one of the fastest and easiest ways that I encourage people to start using essential oils. You can open a bottle and inhale right from the bottle. You can rub a drop on your palms like I suggested earlier and cup and inhale. You can use a diffuser, and this gets instantly to the brain. When you inhale something, it hits that olfactory bulb, and then it hits the limbic system and it bounces around and it does all this amazing things. So some great ways to, I find that using essential oils aromatically has the ability to instantly switch somebody's mood. You can inhale lavender for anxious feelings. You can diffuse eucalyptus or easy air blend for any kind of like cough or respiratory issues. A drop of rosemary on your shirt or a piece of diffuser jewelry is an amazing tool for during study time or focus, for studying and focus and retaining memory. The next way that I encourage people to use essential oils is topically. So essential oils topically, they work because of their lipid soluble nature, and it offers an independent function of cell accessibility. They are able to permeate the membrane of the cell when they are in distress and when they are in need of help. So you can apply one drop. I always encourage you to start small and then you can increase from there. But you can apply essential oils right to the affected area. So if somebody's got issues with needing some soothing in this area, it's a great spot. So you can spot treat for pain or irritated skin. And it's also really good for boosting the immune system. So some of the ways that you can do that is to apply geranium to a cut. You can mist lavender onto a sunburn. So I just wanted to share, maybe you can see this here on my wrist. I was making supper tonight and I burnt myself, and so I've got lavender on there. So it hurt really badly, and now I've got lavender on there and it has made it feel a lot better. I also find that when I put lavender on something like that, like a burn, it doesn't blister, it doesn't get all gnarly and gross. It helps to really like soothe and start to heal the skin instantly. It's really crazy and mind-blowing. So a few drops of our On Guard Protecting Blend in the bottoms of the feet or over the abdomen or wherever you can start to feel that, like just that, like when the sick germs start to creep in. I love to put it on the lymph system in the neck, or if like the sore throat stuff is starting to creep in, it's an excellent way. So let's just talk, let's dive a little bit deeper into topical use. So there's a few points that I want to touch on here for topical use. So one of the first things about using essential oils topically is that on the labels of that junk oil that you can get at the gas stations and Winners and the health food store and things like that, there is precautions on those labels, and it says to for aromatic use only, don't use topically, don't use internally. Like if it says things like that, those are huge red flags. If it says you can't apply it to your skin, there's no way, no how that I would even encourage you to be using it aromatically, because you're inhaling, right, and it's going right into the brain, the olfactory bulb, the nose, throat. All of this, nose, throat, ears, is all connected. Our body systems are all connected. And the beautiful thing about essential oils is that when I talked about them getting to the root of the problem, we want to kind of determine and pinpoint what the problem is so that we can get to the issue. So I can see some comments and I can't see others. That's okay, but so just so you know, I'm not trying to ignore you guys. I can see some and I don't think I can see others. So what was I saying? Sorry. Come on. It'll come to me. Okay, so what was I saying? So applying essential oils. I need some peppermint. Where's my peppermint? I wanted to talk more about using the oils topically. Okay, so there's a few things with the oils. When we apply something to our skin, it is instantly absorbed. Our skin is our largest organ, protecting all of our other organs on our body. Okay, so that's what I was saying. I was saying that getting to the root cause. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about body systems and how oils can support body systems. You're not gonna hear me talk a lot about pairing oils with disease. Sometimes I do, but I'm trying to teach people more about getting to know our body systems and warnings on labels, right? So if there are warnings on labels, that's a massive red flag. That is a huge indicator right there that essential oil has not been tested, has not gone through a third-party tester, has probably not gone through any kind of different chemistry tests, but with industry standard essential oils, like for the industry to test. I would save your money and get doTERRA. Just save your money. You're wasting your money. Okay, so topically, so the skin is your largest organ, and when we apply things to it, it only takes about 20 seconds, and everybody's different, so everybody's physiological makeup is different, but when we apply something to our skin, it is absorbing within about 20 seconds, and when it absorbs, it comes in contact with in about 20 minutes, it comes in contact with every single cell in your body. It's crazy. Let that sink in for a second. So essential oils are super effective. So the other thing about applying essential oils topically. So sometimes you're going to hear us talk about diluting oils. Diluting is a really good idea, especially for young skin or older skin that is thinning or sensitive skin. And when you are diluting using a carrier oil, I encourage, and not all carrier oils are created equally as well, but I would encourage like a virgin coconut oil or a cold pressed almond oil or an apricot seed oil. Grapeseed is good. What are some of the other ones? Apricot kernel oil, did I say that one? Those are good options. And so when you are diluting an oil in the carrier oil, the carrier oil is helping that essential oil stay suspended in this tissue, which is great. If you have like an area of concern that you want those oils to stay concentrated in. When you apply essential oils neat, and when we talk about neat, that means no carrier oil. You're just applying oil straight to your skin. I do this with peppermint, I do this with lavender. Some other oils that we call hot oils is you would want to dilute with those just to help spread it thinner and to not making the skin feel warm or like a burning sensation. And if you didn't apply enough carrier oil because you're still feeling that, apply some more. Don't use oil or don't use water because oil and water doesn't mix. But when you apply essential oils neat to the body, that oil finds its way into the bloodstream and it bounces and it gets in the bloodstream and it moves all over. The blood starts to move it down to the toes and back up. So like the whole circulatory system, right? It's going down and then back and then down and then back. So that is a really fantastic way to benefit or to get the benefits from essential oil as well. So that's what I wanted to talk about topical. So there's a couple things to do with that. Okay, so internal. So there are a massive amount of blogs and outdated material A lot of the aromatherapy world information is really outdated. I don't know when the last time it's been updated, but in the last year and two for sure, the last year for sure, but the last 2 years, doTERRA has exploded. And they have put essential oils on everybody's radar. Before that, you didn't really hear, you know, you kind of saw essential oils here and there and like what have you, but because of doTERRA, the essential oil industry has exploded. And because of that, I'm sorry. So there's a lot of different schools of thought out there. There are a ton of aromatherapists who are under the understanding, because 80% of the essential oils in the world are not doing what doTERRA is doing. Internal and nobody's doing what doTERRA is doing. And so when they talk about using essential oils internally, I would listen to them when they're talking about all of the other essential oils on the market. But doTERRA is different. So doTERRA, because of all of our testing and because of our sourcing and because of all of the things that we're doing, you can use our essential oils internally. Now, if it just doesn't feel right for you, or whatever your reasoning, I respect that. But I have effectively used essential oils internally for the last 5 years, and I honestly feel like I am healthier because of it. I have only ever ingested doTERRA's essential oils. So when you're using the essential oils, you can use the essential oils internally. So I like to put a drop of oil in like a shot glass, fill it up with some water, and you can shoot it that way. I like to put the oil into the cup beforehand because it coats the cup instead of having the oil sit on top. So I like to do oils that way if I need to, because I've got an upset stomach, or I've got something else going on that systematically I want to get to. So essential oils neat as well. Like if you have something systemic going on, using oils without a carrier oil is a great way to get to the root cause of that issue. You can put essential oils right underneath your tongue, like that. You can put it into a gel capsule. You can buy these in your back office, veggie caps. They're empty little capsule veggie caps that you can take apart, that you put your essential oils into. I have effectively supported a healthy bladder a couple times using essential oils internally that way. It's really good for using for any kind of like digestive issues internally, mouth, throat, urogenital tract, like I was talking about. And a cleanse is also really great too. So you can put lemon, green mandarin's one of my favorite to put into my essential oil containers. Oregano is really great if you feel some stuff coming on, like we talked about earlier, when you can just start to like feel it, you know. Basil is also really good for an oncoming flu bugs, germ bugs, things like that. All right, so those are the 3 ways to use essential oils: aromatically, topically, internally. The one last thing that I wanted to talk about, because I don't know how long we've been on here. Oh, I'm gonna lose Instagram in a minute. Lifelong Vitality Pack. So that means we've been on for an hour. The Lifelong Vitality Pack. So essential oils are amazing and effective, and they work. They just work. But if we have really crazy things going on, we need to fix the foundation. If there are cracks in your foundation, we need to start, because essential oils aren't going to be your end all be all if you have some really crazy health things going on. And so you're going to hear me and us and my Oily Goddess team, you're going to hear us talk a lot about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So for those of you who I'm going to leave or lose in 30 seconds on Insta Live, feel free to hop over to our Essential Oil Parlor group. If you're in there, you can just hop in, and if not, you can request to join and we'll get you added. So this is our Lifelong Vitality Pack. This is a trio. This is the Alpha CRS Plus, which is a cellular vitality complex. We have an XE Omega, which is a omega complex, and then we have our Microplex vitamin minerals, which complex. So each one is a 30-day supply, and it is going to be amazing for your wellness and your vitality. It's got tons of antioxidants, DNA protection, it's got energy and metabolism, so it's feeding your mitochondria. That's what's responsible for your energy stores, your bone health, your immune function, your stress management, your cardiovascular health. It's good for healthy hair, skin and nails, eyes, brain, the nervous system, liver function, digestive health, lung, respiratory health, gentle on the stomach with our tummy tamers, and it's non-GMO, and it's dairy and gluten-free. So this is got whole food. This is a whole food supplement. It makes it super bioavailable for the body. The other thing, just like the essential oil industry, I'm going to wrap this up, I promise, but just like the essential oil industry, the health and wellness industry and the beauty industry are just the same in that they have no board that regulates the quality and control of its ingredients, of its sourcing, of any of that stuff. That's a scary thing. In my opinion, that is a scary thing. It's important to find a company that you trust. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is not fairy dusted. Fairy dusted is a term used when other supplements that are readily available, Walmart, London Drugs, PharmaSave, you name it, even health food stores. Health food stores are probably going to have a little bit better of a standard of quality, hopefully, but your big box stores, I wouldn't trust it. You are going to be literally excreting out what you're taking, so you are literally wasting your money. So fairy dusted is when they're just going to have a little dusting of the actual ingredient that it's saying that it has on the label or on the bottle. It's not going to have 100% of that that ingredient in the supplement. Kind of screwed up, isn't it? But doTERRA's is 100%. It's bioavailable. Your body's actually absorbing, and this is going to set a really healthy foundation. All right, so tonight, you guys, thank you so much for joining me and my Oh Goddess team. This is the first video in our learning series. You can see that this is the basics, the foundation, and next week we're going to dive into the top 10, and so that you can see why here we are an hour in, and I wouldn't even have time to go over the top 10 oils because we're going to take up this much time next week, Wednesday, November 7th at 8 p.m. So for anybody who is joining us for the first time, or you haven't yet got started with essential oils, you're going to want to link up with the person that invited you to this group or to this live, and you're going to want to ask them how you can get your essential oils. And for anybody who gets started with any of the kits that are 100 PV or higher, which are all of the kits in our the links that Jackie put up for our Canadian and our US market, you are going to get 50 free points to redeem for free product of your choice. And that also is the case if you help somebody get started with essential oils, you will also get 50 PV. So they get 50 and you get 50. Win-win. Amazing. Who doesn't love free stuff? So that's the amazing thing that's happening in November. Also, just a reminder, the dream kits are still available for a limited time, and just today the holiday products launched as well, and I already know that the lava diffusers are sold out. So if you have your eye on any of those products, you're going to want to get into your membership and you are going to want to buy those. So that's all for tonight, you guys. Thanks so much. I hope that this was insightful and helpful, and we'll see you next week. Bye, you guys. Bye. Oh, we need to do a question and answer period. Was there a lot?